Just give me a minute. Trying to see if what's going on here. Just give me a minute. Wow, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful sitting outside. You're so beautiful. My cat's sitting outside, so we're going to have to open this door. Hey, kitty. How you doing, kitty? I'm trying to see how I can start this video on more pages. I'm also looking for something that I misplaced. I don't know if it's behind, in front. It's pretty crazy. I lost something that I have many of. What's up there, kitty? Hey. Maybe we'll start this video, right? And part of the beginning of this video, okay, before I get into the numbers, is how do we know what's right and what's wrong? How do we know what we feel as being what's right and what's wrong? I mean, we have to have a feeling. What's right? What's wrong? What's right? What's wrong? How do we know? How do we choose? And when I say, how do I know what's right and what's wrong? The question is, there's debates about A, B, O, R, right? To abort a mission, right? So you abort a mission, but some of the missions, right, is bearing, right? It's a bearing mission, the child bearing mission. So we are the children of the Lord. So I try to put together relationships and understand who is supposed to decide. How can I decide what's right and what's wrong? Or should somebody else be deciding for me? What about if we became knowledgeable with understanding the information and who did the research? How did the research go about? Who are these people? How do we know who these people are? Now, over time, over a period of time, you learn to trust. But at the beginning, we were so trusting, we trusted those who began with the first science. But in all actuality, it's a science in itself, how to figure out which science is the right science. So you have to do the science on the scientists. Well, I more or less do this with the alphabet, with numbers, with hieroglyphs. Not very good with the hieroglyphs. Haven't got to that level yet because usually you can start at the beginning and sometimes start at the end. But at the beginning, it was pretty simple. It was pretty simple at the beginning. At the beginning, okay, at the beginning, it was a dot. It was a dot They could have missed, could have been a dash. In fact, it could have been a hook. How do you stop a straight line? Can you actually do a straight line? Because the natural movement of your hand is not the straight line. It's not a straight line. The natural movement of my hand is that. That's the natural movement. Yes. Is it yes, or is it easier to say yes? The natural dance of the human anatomy, the natural dance of who we are, the natural stance, the natural dance. And when you're walking, what's happening when you're walking, right? Left in front of right in front of left. But oh my God, I'm not putting my left in front of my right, and I'm not putting my left behind my right, but my right is going to go in front of my left. So my left was behind, left behind. So if I went left behind, wouldn't you say maybe my angle ends up to be this way? Imagine I'm crooked while I'm walking. Or am I setting my hips straight? Right? Now you must say, oh, this guy's crazy. Why is he telling me all this? How do we learn in school? What is the first thing we learn in school? How does beginning to learn? What does a child say? A child hears, listens, and it discovers. So there's discovery going on. Through your teaching, others are discovering. And as life goes on, they analyze. But wait a second. Does a child analyzing, not knowing it's analyzing? But we get on into life, we get a little bit older, and we go, seen that before, means nothing. Seen that before, means nothing. The thing about today is this weekend was really funny. Debbie Green. Debbie Green. Who's Debbie Green? Well, I don't know. Talking to a friend of mine, he was making something up and said, Debbie Green. Go with a friend of mine on the weekend, okay? And she says, my favorite color is red and green. She likes green, right? Because of the nature and the trees, right? There's a lot of different kinds of greens, right? Collard greens. When you think of collard greens, I'm starting to think of Pluto, and at the same time, I'm going to think of goofy collard greens. Now, Green was just a made-up person, and now the third Green, I'm trying to remember. Oh, yes, I went to the park yesterday, and Ozzy the dog, the gray dog, there was another dog in the park, looked a little bit like, not the goofy color, like all my goofy colors I have up here, or Pluto colors I have up here, right? Halloween is significant of Pluto, right? It was just that the guy in the park called me a COMMUNIST, commune, right? I was first in the commune, and commune first. And then the other one was yes, dictator, or was it just dick, or was it taters, right? Now I don't want to say these words because I don't know what they're looking at. Like the AI is like picky on how you say certain words, even in a conversation for learning purposes. But who says? Who says? And I ask AI, who says that what I'm saying is right or wrong? Who says that what I'm saying on this for entertainment purposes only is true or false? And if it is true, why am I telling the truth? Or should I tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I must be a genius. I must be a freaking genius if I can say the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I'm a genius. If I know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, oh my God, I know everything. So that means every story I tell you, you have to believe because I have to speak the truth. So if every story I tell you, you have to believe, can I make mistakes or are there any holes in my story? Now, you're not believing me. I'm telling the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and you're not believing me. So I can't do it that way. I have to say stories for a learning purpose, to analyze amongst us, to understand the truth. So if I want to talk about things that are dictatorships or communists or Republican or Democrat, I'm going to have to do this through numbers and tell you what the games and the numbers tell us. I need to know what the games and the numbers are. There's nobody on my desk. We can't prove it. Can we prove this? Oh my God. Oh, did I make too much noise? Ooh. Come on, just a little loving. Oh my God, don't call anybody on me. I know you want to get away. Okay, there you go. Pluto, right? Used to be a dog, right? Now it's a cat. Because what you're seeing with Pluto is all in here. We're seeing one of our elements of what's here over there. The cat. The cat in the hat. The dog is the body, the cat's in the hat. So we say canine. We always refer to the cat as 9 lives of the cat, resting in the hat of the canine. So who's more in control, the cat or the dog? Is it the muscles in the body controlled by the brain? Then what is the processor of the cat? What is the processor of the cat? Because I know it's raining cats and dogs. So what is it about coming down from the sky, the cat and the dog? How are we supposed to differentiate what part is the cat and what part is the dog? Electric, cloud, memory, saving it in cloud, up in the sky, 55, past 55. If you're going to pass, we're going to pass for 10 yards or more. And at the end, when you're at the 10-yard line for the 10 laws of Moses, for the ABCD 10, for the reflection side, the square world, the 4 times 90, 360. 8 times 90 is 720. We have to understand because we need 4s. In order to make the square box, I need 3, 3, 3, 3. I need 4 sections of 3. Roulette has showed me that for the dozens. The eggs have showed me that for the dozens. Didn't show me that in commandments. Showed me that in the zodiac signs, that the 13th sign is just like the first sign, just like the first hour is the 13th hour. 1 and 3 equals the 4. 1, 4, and then another 12 on what begins at 1 is 1 and 12 is actually 13 and 12 is 25. So 2 and 5 is 7. So now I have 1, 4, and 7 as both 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 1 o'clock, just 12 hours and 12 hours and 12 hours later. Where is 0? Where is 0? Where's 0 hanging out? And am I tell you anything to do with the truth? Just give me 1 second. I have to answer the call. Yeah, I'm gonna call you back doing a little video. I spoke to him. He's gonna get it all done. Go ahead, because I can't cut the video. I can't cut the video. I have to call you back. Okay, ciao. Yeah. So yeah, it's very important. Very important. Oh my God, look at that. And I didn't do this purposely. Look at that. 1 o'clock, the 13th hour, 780, 60 minutes in an hour, 60 seconds in a minute. 60 by 60 is 3,600. That's 1 full complete. But 60 by 60, let me try to see this. So that was 780. So that's 13 hours of 60 that had 60 already in it. Okay, so my God, how do you figure this out? So we now have 7,200 in the 7,800. So 7,800 is 2 times and 1/4, 2.25. I have to remember that calculation. Very important. So everything we do in life is a calculation of something, right? But how do you believe me? Because I'm going to show it to you mathematically, right? And then we're going to try to figure out if we know our ABCs, A, B, C, D. We can also try to figure out, you see, I can't use Rubik's Cube. Rubik's Cube is, see that? Rubik's Cube is under that block there. So it's hidden, right? And then under that tape, are a whole bunch of pencils. And what can be happening is inside the cylinder, we've got all kinds of different wires and passages inside. Maybe one of them leads to your heart. I don't know, but I have to make sure I don't get lost in these stories that I'm telling. Where were we? So we were at that 13th hour. It's a gateway. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7. Okay, equals 7 and 8. 7 and 8, the G and H. Okay, the 16th letter, 1 and 6 is also 7. So what is P, right, is also what is G. 1 and 6, the 16th letter, 1 and 6 is AF. I always like to look at AF and say AF. But when the French speak and they say that, they keep the H silent and not to say half. Just like half and fives is what is half. When you go to 5, okay, 5, 5 are fifths. You use an F. When you go to half or halves, you go into the V. From the F to the V, from the V to the F. When letters change their letters, when they change their dimension, when they change their position, when they change their number, you know the alphabet. You know, you can see what Rubik's Cube was. You can look at it and you can decipher that there's colors, that there's corners. So you know all of this. All my work is concrete. It's all concrete. And if you want to talk about number 33, we were at the beginning of this, I said analyze. So you have to analyze everything and all the stories to understand the truth in the stories. And stories are just stories, because now we're not talking the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Otherwise, I'd be the smartest person in the world, because I would know everything and everything I say would be right. Right? And if it's not right, then I can't call it the truth. I can only call it a story. So we have to understand and analyze these stories to understand the truth that these stories are actually telling us. And then in the truth the stories are telling us, it's going to come out to be math, the truth in the math and association through the math telling that story. Like if I said to you, hey, it's Sunday, what do you think of doing? For me, I'm going to sit down somewhere. I'm not going to be standing up and walking unless I'm walking in circles watching the football game on Sundays. Where, and the reason I brought it up, is because the 16th letter, 1 and 6, which are the two sides of the extremity of the cube, also happens to be the touchdown and the extra point. If I wanted to talk about 5, I would say the 5 days of the kill, which down by the river would be in Dutch, but it would be the week until the 2 days would be the weekend, connecting Saturday and Sunday, as noted, 2 days of prayer, one where we begin to work on the cross, and the other, where we begin the week on the cross, and the other is when we end on the 7th day of rest. It could be after the 40 days of walking or the 40 years of walking in the desert. And number 40, I cannot tell you everything that goes with 40. I only have a base for it, what I remember, and that was blue 40. I also know that when I was born, my mother put blue on me, and did the analytics out there, and I looked around, and apparently baby boy blue for boy, blue for Democrat. Although I see a whitey blue, like a sky blue, it's still blue. And then apparently you have blue in your veins before it does something, before it turns purple or red. You also have that white in your veins. Almost sounds like a barber pole right now. So I know I got blue. I know I got 40. And so the opposite, or 20% less than and 20% more than of what 5 is plus or minus 1. Plus or minus 1 from 5. And that would bring me to 4 and 6. So that would give me 2 halves, saying I am 5 in the center of 4 and 6 when I am the 9 birth. So I am the 6th life of the 9 birth, and I work in rotation as the sun. S-O-N, sun. I need a glass of water. I'm going to come back if you have anything to ask. If you don't know where I'm going with this, if you can't understand it, but you're still here and you're still watching, if you have any questions, do not hesitate. I'm going to take this from A to Z. You want to talk about peanuts? I'm going to talk about the angels. You want to talk about peanuts? I'm going to talk about the horse. I'm going to talk about the gateway, number 7, just after is it the dragon or is it the snake? Just after the snake, because the snake snuck out from the hoof of the horse and jumped over to the field and became the 6th zodiac sign when man was born, and the serpent of Moses went up to Pharaoh, where he devoured the 2 altar serpents, one between 2. Maybe it's a fork in the road. I'm going to go back to the kitchen, get something to drink. I'll come back in a moment. Let me see if I can give you most of what's in here. Let me move this over and this over. So you even got the bricks on the wall over here. At the other time, you know what? I hope the camera doesn't shut off. Give it a second. Maybe you want to take a look at the floor while I go on this 1-minute break, and you can ask me questions about it. Hold on a second. Let me see. No, that ain't doing too good. Okay, let me see if I can get extra light on that too. I doubt it, but yeah, okay. I'll be back in a sec. Just gonna get something to drink. I can explain this whole floor to you. And if you want to know how this all began, this began about 20 years ago. 20 years ago. I had a vision. And every night I would go to sleep and wake up. Or I'd get a hold of the flower of life. So I get a hold of the flower of life, and all of a sudden I'm beginning to see the roots of the trees and the branches and the mushrooms and the flowers all over. I'm not talking, I'm just talking, not really seeing the trees, but starting to teach me, and how I'm having dreams about connecting dots and dashes and how to make those connections. So maybe I can move this a little bit forward, right? I'm going to move this forward and show you more of the floor if you want to see it. Let me see if I can get that up here. And let me see if I can move you a little forward. Let me see if I can adjust the focus. See, when you see the focus, like a moving part, sometimes you see things and they change. And when you do this, you can see clubs everywhere. Not sure if let me see if I did this right. Right there, yeah, okay. So let me see if I can show you this. Right over here is between 16 and 21. Right over here, there's a Y. I'm not sure if you can see it, and an X. XY chromosome. 36 numbers. But I need to recreate, because until I create this first one here, sorry, this is an opposite. I create this first one here. Can you see that? And then what happens is I have to make the mirror. So now I have this passage in between. Unless I connect them together, I didn't do that. I could do that. I'm going to have to make another design showing the connection. I might make it down there. Now this is the third one. So now when I have the third one, I have this in the center, and then I have this reflection. Okay, I have this line going this way twice, but this line going this way only once. So I must automatically bring this one in. So now I have this line going twice, this line going twice. I now have 3 of these. I need to make this my center. So now I have to create another one. So I automatically have to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before I can find my first true center. So once I have my first true center to my first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Let me see, did I get that right? And then finish. Yes, because this is the original start. So I have to come back to here. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've done that. Now what I have to do, okay, since I started with this open over here, but it's closed over here. So now I automatically have to make another 5, or actually it's 4 and 1. It's 4 where it ends and then 1 where it begins, and it shows up over here. So I need to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have to create 9 of them before the cycle turns over. Did I get that right? 9. And then the 1 more will bring me back to back, and it'll bring me here. You always have to start off with your AB, right? So that's your minimum 9, and then you're beginning again. 1, 2, 3. So 9 and 3 create your 12. That's your first 12. So let me see if I can back this up a little bit. Yeah. So 1 second, I have to do this one little thing here. $13.13. Isn't that funny? I started out this video talking about 13. Now I'm just trying to get a screenshot out of this. Okay. Do you want to know about number 33? Do you want to know about what? I don't know where to go. The sequences, there's so many different sequences, and some are just incomplete because they're just incomplete. I just keep starting something new. So here's a question for myself. I made a line between 1 square, 3 squares, 5, 7, and 9 squares. I did the same thing here, except here I went 9, 9. Should I have 2 different worlds? If I have 2 different worlds, should I be closing it up here and here? Or should I create these connections here? I'm going to just show it to you. Wow, I'm always losing my pen, right? Okay, just 1 second. I need to find a pen. Hold on, I'm looking for a pen. I've looked, okay, here, I just wanted to get a pen I liked, I meant. So in this one here, right, in this one here, I have to do this between the 9 and 9, right? But this one over here, I do this between 7 and 9. So this is the difference between 9 and 9 and 7, 9, 7. In order to connect, okay, equally, I have to do this, creating the sword. So if you look in the deck of cards, you'll be looking for that sword, which might be the king. And we just can't forget about the snake, right, which is the 6th zodiac sign, where we were always speaking about the touchdown and the extra point. Every time you use this, it has more meanings to me. One of them tells me about 5. 5 tells me about the letter V. The letter V spells to me life. It also explains, for example, Roman numerals. When I see V, I also know it's the 22nd letter. So that now counts for 4D. So I now know if I'm born into the D world, okay, of A, B, C, D, which makes me a BCD, equaling to what is 9, equaling to what is 1 plus 2 plus 3. or ABCD, which is 10, okay, which equals to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4? Or am I the ABC world living in equaling to 6 or equaling to 1 plus 2 plus 3? Now, if we would be living on the cross in the D world of the 9 birth, right? This one equals to 10, this equals to 9. That'd be 19. This one would be 15. So we can see where we got the touchdown is 6. Now we have the EP, right? And the EP 21 extra point was okay for the singular point, unless we have the week, which is 5 days, and then we have the end, which is 2 days, right? And not only that, we now have the what? Now we have the hump day. (23, 33, 43, 44). End. ND, like in second, equals to 18 and 523. Now we have the hump day, which is the 4th day, or it could be noted as the 1st day, dividing up the 313 days of the week. We call this the house of DC. And I just saw that today. It's not only disconnect, but it could be the something to do with the devil count. And now we have to think about the eggs, because the devil count goes with devil count, right? The devil count goes with deviled eggs. Unweld, develd, to take away the weld. The egg is 577, and that's your moon gate. One of these numbers, each one of these, just like when you're looking at a book, you look at a book, let me look up at the beginning of the book. Let me look up at the end of the book. What are all the things being told in this book? I mean, how to understand how to read a book. What do you mean how to understand to read a book? Why'd you buy the book? I like the cover. What was on the cover? It was a picture. Oh my God. What did you understand from the picture? So now you're giving imagery through your thoughts into the picture because you like the picture. Oh, my eyes like the picture. What do you mean your eyes like? How can your eyes like the picture? Explain it to me. Well, I can't explain it to you exactly. Oh, you mean you're going to tell me a lie? You're going to tell me a lie. I'm not going to tell you a lie. Well, you're not going to tell me the truth if you're not going to tell me exactly. It's a manner of expression. We need to learn to understand, just like learning to drive on our highways, learning to walk on our sidewalks, learning to walk what is the motor skills of who we are. Horses, dogs, and cats, born on the day of the snake, born apparently, I don't know what the 6th month is, but I'm going to go to Tishrei, right? For born in the month of Tishrei, which is supposed to be the first year, the beginning of the year in the 7th month. Imagine one of our zodiac signs, which is in the 4th month, which is Aries, which is a goat, born in the 4th month of the year. Aries comes in. It comes in from March. We're marching in for Mars and getting married from Mars. We walk in the marshes. Mars, right? We even have a divided Mars because we have the Mars bar in 2 pieces. Obviously, size of the bar and weight were changed or reduced just slightly, or the monetary went up, cutting up that Mars bar. So understanding dimensions of have you ever heard of David Wynn Miller? It's a lot of ways when we speak, it's a magical spell. Go over there and get me that, because Simon didn't say. Who is Simon on Monday, the moon, that area 51? And who is Simon? Is it M-O-N? Could it be M-O-N or M-E-N? As in men. M13, E5 is 18, matter and energy, Mars and Earth. N, M-E, 18, and N is 14, is 32. Numeric 32 is M-A-R, like in Mars, like an AM in Mars, electronic resonance, ER instead of AR between the French and the English, the way they say the word or the letter, the word or the letter. Did I say R? How did I say the word or the letter? Is it ARE? Is it the letter R? Is it ER? Are you coming? R, matey. Why is it ARGH? Why? There's a reason for it. Because when you're doing something not prepared, but you're doing it in an order, you took notes and you say, well, yesterday in this science, I did this and I did this. And look what it looks like. It came out to sound like R. Oh, so we wrote it down. You didn't write it down while you were doing it, but after you did it, you went back and looked at your work and you were writing your work down. And guess what? After creating man and animal on day 6, because man needed a brain, right? They needed that seed. Day 7 was rest, when the web was hooking everybody up. Because do you win on day 7 or you do win on day 1? You won, you win. What does it mean to win one? So we have the construction of rest, which is the R-E, re, meaning S-T, S-T being both first, last, best, test, and test, T-E-S-T. Even the saints are in test. Has anybody ever thought of this, that Cézanne, there's a street in the Montreal called Cézanne, and when you say it in French, it says Rue de Cézanne, which is like Sesame Street. Anyways, so we had this. So the hump day, we had a 3-1-3. So it's the hump day that we live with. Our cycle, our hump day. A lot of our stuff is working on this: power, moon, birth, male and female. If you would ask me why I say that, is because the female is 12 and the male is 13. To make a complete female, we need 12 years. And this, she becomes what is known to be the bat mitzvah. And here it would be the bar mitzvah. Jehovah, to go up. In the IT system, born in the cycle of the moon of the IT system. Now, here's a little bit different. Bar mitzvah, here it's bat's mitzvah. Or is it just bat mitzvah? Let me look that up to make sure I'm saying this right. Bat's mitzvah. Oh, it's a bat mitzvah. So I say that wrong. So we're going to keep it as bat and bar. The T and the R coming together. Okay.
A bat mitzvah is based on the centuries-old ritual of bar mitzvah, or son of the commandments, the ceremony for 13-year-old boys.
See, so everything I say is already somewhere online, can be found. So this is the 4-1. So what happens is mathematics with 12 is 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals 2, 3 equals 2, 2, okay? 2 plus 3 equals to 5. And what's ironic about this is that when you continue it on, right? When you continue it on to the half world, and I say that because once you do this, right? It means 2. When I say spare, it can be 5, right? It can be 5 spare, and it can also be what is a reserve. It can also be, I'm just trying to think of something for a second. I like to say it can be 1 of 2, and it can be 1 of 3 in rare cases, and it can be 1 of 4 in the base car. Well, here you would have the unicycle. Here you would have the bicycle. Here you would have the tricycle. And here you can have anything with four wheels or four tires, but it all runs on two axles. Each one of these has a different description on how these wheels turn. So here you have 5, and 3 by 2 equals to 6. So you have the flip side of 1 and 2 goes over to be 5 and 6. Now, does it work out anywhere? Well, here we have a 5, here we have a 6, and we flip it over, and we have 1 and 2. So the result of this was good. Opposite sides of the street, opposite sexes. Total is 25 between the two of them, or 1 plus 2, 3. 1 plus 3, 4. The blue and the red house, House of DC. Cold for 34, hot for 43. The devil's hot. The deviled eggs, the way they're sliced of the deviled eggs. To where we have spare as 5, because it's the spare tire. How we use our terms, what people would normally say for people up to a certain age. Anyways, it's what most people would say under certain conditions, right? They'll always refer to the spare tire, and that would be the 5th tire on the car, or it would be the 4th, the 3rd, or the 2nd tire on a car, right? But it's the one spare. And spare, when you go bowling, right? It's called the reserve. And to get the reserve, you need to throw two. How do you say throw? Should I just say throw, or 2 rolls? You roll the ball, right? Or you don't really throw the ball, you roll the ball because it's a roll, right? So we all have to know what rolls are now. And when we do that, we usually do this or we do that, making a triangle. So we're showing us what half the box is a triangle now. And that's how we understand what the reserve is, right? Meaning 2. It wasn't a strike. And it's ironic that when you do strike or you do strike, noted that here I got my 4 corners, or 4 by 90 equaling to 360, to where I have 3 by 120 equaling to 360. Now Rubik's Cube, right? Rubik's Cube has 4 around. Rubik's Cube has 3 opposite sides. Rubik's Cube, if you put a pole right through here, it's 2 sides. So we're understanding the 1, 2, 3, 4 of Rubik's Cube. Here we have 3, here we have 4, just to note that Earth, your E of your P, right, happens to be the 3rd planet, and Mars happens to be the 4th planet. And that Pluto, okay, is your 9th planet. Angel, 10 angel is number 39. Now, if I want, I might be able to, hold on a second. Yes, I was looking at this, right? And hold on a second. Okay, I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna answer it for a minute. Oui, hello? Oui, c'est moi. De où? OK, oui. Oui, mais j'ai pas vraiment beaucoup de temps. Est-ce que c'est urgent ou Ah, OK, oui, appelle-moi plus tard, s'il vous plaît. Merci. Salut. Yeah, so you know what it was? That was just Videotron calling me because my contract's up or whatever it is, and they want to sell me something else so they can tie me down. So what I want to show you is this little piece over here. I hope this is still working. Let me see if I can take that out. Yeah, I could. No, where is it? Where'd it go? No. Yes, this little thing over here. Whoop. Hold on a second. Now this little thing over here. So they have number 39 over here, and they're showing me Lamed. They're going to 16th of Iyar. The Hebrew time changes all the time. So this is Lamed Aleph equaling to 31. 31 equals to male, 31 equals to cube. We run the 13th year. I think, I'm not sure. Abraham is 44. I think it's Jacob is number 1331 for Jacob. Remember that 13th hour? Remember that 13 is like 1, right? We were also speaking about the zodiac signs. I jumped over it. The horse, where the horse number 65, we have to remember that 65, right? So anyway, this is just Lamed Aleph, just to understand that. I don't want to get into that right now. So number 65 is what we just looked at, which is 11, and its value is to number 3. Its value is opposite of 3, and it becomes the red pool ball, right? We also know that, I mean, these are a lot of things you got to think of how everything is put together. Now, I just mentioned to you Pluto in this for the 9 innings of baseball, because Pluto is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. It's the occupation of voided space. Here is what at the 3x3 board, this would go at Earth. This will go at Rubik's Cube. This will go at hockey because it has 3 periods. It just so happens that the hockey puck, the puck is number 51. If I believe correctly, the stick is number 71, and you must put the stick to the puck. I'm just looking where I wrote stick out somewhere, you know? Stick. Okay. I don't know where it is. So I'm just going to, let me see, just let me go back. Now, I don't know where it is. I'm going to write it down if I can find my pen. Stick. 39 and 14 is 53 and 9. Oh, it's 62. Really? 3 and 11 is 14 and 9 is 23 and 39. It's 62 stick, and puck is 51. I made a mistake in a video the other day, and I said it was 103. It's not. It's 113. And together it comes 8 and 6, and that's the dividing gate. But by being 6 and 2, what's ironic about that? The stick and the puck. I mean, isn't it beautiful? I mean, oh my God, where am I going? The stick is coming. So if the stick is coming, oh my God, the puck is going. So Mars and the stick, and that's the queen, right? So now I'm going to show you 5 and 6, right? 5 and 6. Sorry, let me get that book. See, 5 and 1 and 6 and 2. So I have a 5 from one side, a 2 on the other. Now look at that, the 2 and the 1. So what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to take this and flip it around to here. So now I got the 6 and the 2 for the stick, and I got the 5 and the 1. The thing is, when this dice are sitting this way, you only can see 5 sides. But I already know that the 5 is up, the 2 is down, the 1 is up, the 6 is down. I already know when I count, I will be able to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or I'm going to count with the same fingers to 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 26, the dog. 62, the queen. 62, 26, 88, purple. It's also 88, the window. Don't get Trump on the wrong side. Side equaling to 9 and 19, 28, and 9, 37, which is side 37 is everywhere. It's the crisscrossing sides because it's crisscrossing this way and this way, which makes everything equal. Going like this is not equal. Equal is this way and this way. The only time equal is this way is when you're in between 2 sides. The only way equal is this way is when you're in between 2 sides. You want me to show you the proof? I don't have to be smart. I just have to do the art. Which one do you want to do? This one over here? Well, we're going to bring that onto the next page. I have that on the next page. Oh, I didn't break down this one here. Hold on a second. I think it's on the next page. Don't tell me I ripped it out. No. Oh, maybe on the last page. No. It's in the Wow, where is it? Okay, I'll have to show you. Just give me a second. One more time. Give me a second. Okay, I'll show it to you this way. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna put this down so I can put you in the answers. You see, the answer's like this: 1, 2, 3 equals to 6. 4, 5, 6 equals to 15. 7, 8, 9 equals to 24. Well, they're not even. I told you even is this way. When you split everything by the center, that's your even. 3, 5, and 7 equals to 15. 4, 5, and 6 equals to 15. 2, 5, and 8, 8 and 5, 13 and 2, 15. 9, 5, and 1, 15. 1 and 5, 6, 1 and 5, 6, 1 and 5, 6, 2 and 4, 6, 1 and 5, 6. This one actually says Fox, but you're only going to use 2 rows. If our creation is based right over here, I can use 6 of these, right? And the odds of that, okay, is 11 to 1, right? Maybe the H is a minus side between 1 and 1, but this is 11 to 1. When you put a chip here, and you can get any one of these, you can't bet all of these. If you're going to bet all of these, you must include the next row. That's how it works in that game. That's how that game includes the 4th row, and it also ties in your 4th section. What I mean by tying in your 4th section is I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 and 2 is 3. I tied the beginning to the end. Now I count it this way to 12. Then I start this one at 1, run this way to 12, and I got all my 13s inside of this. I also have 13 as like the cube by connecting 1 and 6, 7, 3 and 4, 7, 5 and 2, 7. To where the opposite of that, crisscrossing 1 up and 2 over, remember, is it the rook in chess? The rook in chess does the same move. So I do the same move and I move up over here. So I go 4 and 9 equals to 13, 6 and 7 equals to 13, 5 and 8 equals to 13. And now I have one of my star systems from the quarter house of Mars. That's my quarter house of Mars. That's one of my stars. And it's one of the stars. Let me see which star that one is. The plus with the right angle. Okay, I think it's this one over here. The plus with the right angle. All right. That answer to that one is 2 and 3 is 5. See the center cross? 15. This cross, 15. So we have 15 and 15 and 15 is 45. That's what the star gives me. And all this that I made up over here, this way, and this way, right? It's 45 and 45. If I go the other way, it's 90, but we're going to go 45. But in all actuality, it was only using up 35. 3.5, electric company, connected to 5775, electric company, birth and the moon, male and female. And I'm going to finish that piece on the male and female now. Right? I'll show you that after. Yes, the male and the female. So this becomes the female becomes the E. 5E22V. The male, okay, on the other hand, okay, is 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals to 4 equals to 3, okay, which equals to now what we have is DC, the 3rd and the 4th planet. If you want to look at it that way, 3 and 4. If you want to look at the 3, right, multiplying by 120 to equal to your 360, but you need 4 of them, just like you need 4 wins to win the to win the series, 4 out of 7 to win the series, right? A series. 4 out of 7. Unlike baseball, which is 3 strikes, or, right, if you have 3 strikes, you also have 4 balls, right? You may play the 7th game. And if you play the 7th game, you know this is where you are. 3 and 3. That mathematics, by the way, is going to be 6 and 9. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. In this, it ain't never going to happen. It's going to either be this at one point, this, or this would be an end result, but this would be your base creation. This is to the word day or day of creation. 30 and 21, 51. 21 dots in the cube. I reduced it from this is because once you get 3 strikes, you struck out. You're not noted to know how many balls. And when you go to walk on first place, it was 4 balls to 2 strikes. That was your count. When you walked, it'll show that count. At the same time, you're also going to show 40 because we don't care. You walk, we know you had 4 balls, but you walked. Then we change that to a W. So we have the 3 balls, the 3 strikes. We have number 13. And what happens with number 13? 3 times 4 equals to 12. 4 plus 3 equals to 7. 7 and 12 is 19. That's the maximum number, AI. Now, when you have that 19, I don't know if I want to go to there yet. We're going to stop. We're not going to go to there yet, right? Just like I'm not going to do to this yet, okay? This number 7 goes 7G20T. Let me call the vet. So you got 27, 27. What this is this G is the 7th letter. The T is the reverse alphabet, the 20th letter. The E is the 5th letter. The 22nd reverse alphabet is the 25th letter. I can now use the 20 and 22 as 42 and 12. 42 to the opposite, which is VT. And then you can get 12, which is 5G. Right? Well, 5G. Oh, I'm sorry. I could have used E7, right? And that'll be the same 12. So if you put this together, is it VT or is it TV? Or is it 5G TV? 2022. So the truth you're seeing today and everything that's going around you, because we're doing nothing about the reality, we see the reality set before us and we say, who are we? Small people. We have nothing. All we have is our voice, but sticks and stones may break your bones, and names are a disaster. What we speak, what we say, what we hear, what we see, and we do nothing about it because of the results, not knowing that if we don't start now to bake the cake never gets baked. If we don't buy the ingredients today for the thought we had of baking the cake, or if we never even had the thought, where would we be if we were the gods, the creators, and never had the thought to make any other on day 7? On day 7, when I created this world, where I am right now on the day of rest after the cobwebs were connected, I created, on that day of rest, when the day actual creation came in, I built many more like me to do everything I needed. They were my robots. But I needed to give my robots free will because there was something I desperately needed, and I needed more cloud. I needed more space. I needed more thinking. I needed more to create more blueprints for my house, and I couldn't build a house fast enough unless I had help. And I couldn't chain them down. I had to let them loose because I wasn't sure what to think. I wasn't sure what was right or wrong. And I figured if there were many more minds that we can figure out what's right or wrong. But note, to have a faster service, you can have a road on this side, a road on this side, and one over here in the center between the two of the roads. So all of a sudden, we needed policing to make sure that there was nobody driving on that road. Otherwise, the system falls down, and we are the system. We are doing it for ourselves because I made everybody of who I am, and I can be Mr. Smith in any one of these bodies because we're working for the better good of who I am. And with that free will, okay, it gives us the ability to think outside the box. Because I am just one cat in the hat, and I needed many dogs out there. Perhaps if I put the square inside this round, I can no longer turn it. It'll be jammed. I'll only be able to go up to a certain area. This one in the center here. I think the one in the center here, right? Right? It would be like this. That would be like the only one being able to turn all around. But these cannot. They're stuck, right? Making it the H and the I, because the other one that'll be able to turn is only this one here, right? This one here and this one here. This one, oh, and this one here in the center. Yeah, so those are my three movements I can make. Only on the 8. This cube, 9, 9, 8. What does that mean? 3 you see here, that means 3 on the back side. There's 3 on the front side, 3 on the back side. This goes with the side, and this goes with the side. So this whole side is counted. This whole side is, all you see is 1 here and 1 here. So you have 3 cubes, 1 cube, 3 cubes, and 1 cube. 3, 6, 7, 8. So you only have 8 cubes. 8, 9, 8. 26 plus the 6 spindle in the center. All right, just give me 1 second. You know, I was down by this place today, and I told my friends I wanted to blow up the balloons for the party. I wanted to blow up the balloons for the party. And after that, I said I had something about the wreck. There was a wreck. Yes, I wanted to go see the shipwreck, right? The shipwreck museum. But I do want to bring into something that was really funny at the beginning of this. Is yesterday I met somebody at the park, and he says, "Oh, Mr. Green lives on that street." A friend calls me up and just says anything, but referred to anybody as Debbie Green. And I was out with somebody on the weekend, and she said to me, "I like the color green." So I drove into this little park, and I stopped my car, and I didn't park in the normal spot. I parked up along the wooden fence or across from the motorcycles, which, regardless of the fact, the car in front of me said tracking. I took a walk. It was a park, and there was just like a rest stop. Just took a walk. There was a river going by, and a boat that went by was a tracker to where I had something I wasn't supposed to eat. See, it says 224. Pizza says 1224. That's the way I always looked at it. What are we having? 1224, 1224, 12 hours a day, 24 hours a day, 12 hours for the half. 12. Okay, going back, if you remember, we were talking about the reserve in bowling, right? Because you need 2 throws, and the strike you need 1 throw. So reserve would be for beta, house of bait, and the 1 throw square would be for alpha, and that would be the 4x90, 360, to where the beta house would be the hockey house, frozen on ice in between the ice rink, laid up on the ice wall, or the little hills that we used to play when we were younger. So we would have that pizza, the broken up, the 1224.
the 12. I'm just trying to think for the half day and the 24, because you had one throw of the ball, you got all 24. 24th letter is X, and you got two throw of the ball. So I guess the ball might be noted to be number 12. Two 12s are 24. This will be alpha. This will be EMA. We also spoke about, I'm just trying to remember everything we spoke about so I can keep that in touch. Wide, what number 3 and what number 4. Pizza 1, 2, 2, 4. And between 1 and 4, also, these are your bookends. Ape, life. 24, cat. 26 was the dog. The alphabet, 26 the dog, where the 24 lives inside. And it's just so funny that the 25th and 26th letter equal 51 Mars. Flip that over and don't count A and B, because we stand on 17, right? Which is in the cube. And it's also craps. You lose to any 7th, you lose to any gateway. When you're coming out on the pass, which is your 55 freedom, sky pass, 110 coming where the towers came down through the 7th gate, and building 7 had to be replaced by the building with the 104 floors, which was also 105 floors for the hand of God, that when you get up out onto the roof, you still have to open the door. We're not going to count through the 1, 2 when you go down to the parking lot and you're the first area or the second area of the parking lot, right? When you come in, you go to the down floor and the up floor. Is there a center floor? Anyways, don't want to talk about that. I just lost my trend of thought here. I need a little bit to drink and to come back and to try and recapture what I was talking about. We can go into the 6.5 also we spoke before. That 6.5 happens to be the 7th inning stretch. And in the 7th inning stretch, there are 39 outs. So I'm calling on the Angels. And 39 is 13, 13, 13, to where the reverse is 93, okay, which is 31, 31, 31. So now if you crisscross them, 13, 31, 13, it equals to 57. I can go 31, 13, 31, which will be 75, which will give me 57, 75. Now, if I work it one more time, 13, 31, 13, 31, okay, that'll give me 88. So I can get 88, 88. We're also going to have to understand what 22 is. We have to have 88 is 4 times 22 when we say it 20 and 2. We only can count 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. If we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, and then the 4. It's like an add-on. I was talking about the parking. I was talking about 1 and 2. Well, if we have the top of the towers, what was that again? I removed, yes, it was the alphabet. Sorry, I got a little lost. It was the alphabet. So we count A through Z equaling to 351, where I count C through Z equaling to 348, to where I count A through X equaling to 300, to where A and B equals to 3, to where to where Y and Z equals to 51. And X, Y, and Z is close my zipper, right? Or my zipper, which is 75. And my zipper is the electric zipper potato. Zipper zapper. And equal to 51, and that's a puck. It's a puck. Baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, dice. Yes, we were talking about 15 before and 62, which was the relationship between the stick and the puck. I still have to remember to do that. I don't know if I can do everything. Maybe we'll cut it short. Depends. There's absolutely no participation, and I didn't put this out. I don't even know if it's working everywhere. So let me take a look and see where I am commissioned to right now. Just give me a second, because I don't see all the comments from everybody, right? Let me see this over here. Oh, it shows me I got a live with 5 views, but I don't get to see any of that. No, but yes. So if you're over here, What is it? It says 4 followers, but it's not showing me anybody. It shows me 1 viewing. Could be me. If you want to talk to me here on Rumble, go ahead. Can't believe that it's so dark in here. Let me see. Yeah, but on Rumble, it's looking pretty dark. And let me see if I'm out here on the YouTuber channel here. Let me see this over here. I'm going to do a little sharing of this on my blogger channel. Hey, AI, what's going on, AI? And just to note, yeah, if I give you all the colors, you're going to have no colors. You have to mix your colors up. You have to mix your colors up. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, got to do that. Can I get this here or no? Oh, this is going right to my page. I don't want it on my page. Excuse me. Okay, let me go back over here. I don't know where I was. There's so much going on. We had stick and puck that I wanted to talk about. What it is with stick and puck. Let me see. And that number also, let me go back to my pages wherever I am. This is what happens. With number 15, you have 2, 3, 4 in between. With number 2 and 6, you have 3, 4, 5 in between. Here we have D and C and D and C living on Earth. I think it's Haaretz, right? Or Haaretz, okay? Means the octagon. Perhaps the octagon star. But remember, if you tie up all your cords on the star, nothing can turn, right? You have to release one. This is locked. So in this one over here, you have DC, right? Oh, why did I do that, right? And when you add up 1 through 5, or 1 and 5 is 6, 2, 3, 4 is 9, equals to your 69. Then over here, you have your 3, 4, 5 equaling to your 12. You have your 2 and 6 equaling to your 12. Well, I shouldn't have done it that way. Hold on a second. House of 6. House of 6. 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, that's 20. How come I did that? I made a mistake. Sorry. I look a little foolish now. I made a mistake. Could be the house of Ho. 5, 9, 12, and 8 equals to 20. I should have known that, the letter T. The thing about this is 2 times 6, 12, 2 plus 6, 8 equals to 20. Rubik's Cube is 12 and 8. It's got 8 corners, and it's got 2, 4, and then 4 on the other side, and then 2 here, and then 2 here. So it's got 8. It's got 8 by 2 colors equals to 16, and it's got 12 by 3 colors equals to 36. That's 52. Something's absolutely wrong. Something's absolutely wrong. Let me do that again. Because I know the math is wrong. That would be pretty funny. You know what? That is an equation. What isn't right is also the equation. This is going to be 8 by 3 equals 24. This is going to be 12 by 2 equals to 24. And just to note, 8 and 3, 8 by 3 equals to 24. And 3 by 2 equals to 0.6. 1 and 2 equals to 3. So I have to reduce this, which is FX. The other one was FO. So what happens is 83 is monkey. Monkey, Monday. 83 is also 11, 11, 11 plus 11 plus 11 equals to 33. 11, okay, and 11 equals to 22. 11 equals to 11. The total is 66. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 equals to 4, and 4 equaling to 8. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 1, and 2 equals to 3. So from this scenario, we end up with this. It also can be referred to as gold. We can also say the club, but it's fabricated from this. This and this and this come together. This is telling me the numbers. This is telling me the colors. This is showing me position. But it's not showing me here, because what it says up here is because it's explaining what's around here. When the 6 is up, okay, when the 6 is up, the 5, 2, 3, 4 are on the sides, right? When the 6 is up, the 2 goes this way and the 3 goes the other way. See, they go in opposite directions, the 3 and the 2. So this is what it's telling me, because the 5 is always telling me once that's happening, this is happening. Always the same, always the same. Not this one. This is the one side, that's the other side. Now, what happens, okay, is if I should put the 5 down, right? Or if I should put the 1 up, I have the same result with 1 and 6. The difference between that is because when the 1 is up, right, you also have 2, 3, 4, 5 equaling to 15. The 6 will be down equaling to 21. So you'll now have this scenario of 6 and 6. When you put the 6 up, right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, this will equal to 20. And 1 because the 1 is down equals to 21. And now you have 2 and 1 equals to 3. 2 and 1, 3, 2 and 1, 3. When you have the 4 up, you have the 2 going down. You have the 6 standing up, which is the H position. Whoop. The H position. And no more 3 because now the 3 is on the bottom. But you're in that position. So when you're in this position, you have the 4, 1, 2, 5, 6. Look at that separation, eh? Look at that separation here. You have 4, 2, 1, 6, which equals to 18. And the 3 at the bottom equals to 21. In this scenario over here, you have 6, 6, 2, 1. Over here, you have 9 and 3. Over here, the angels, the 10 angels. We talked A, B, C, D equals to 10, but we're only going to be living in the B, C, D equaling to the 9 birth of the A, B, C into the 60 minutes of the 60 seconds of the clock. We go from one to the other, which is times 1.5, or the 4 worlds of Mars, or is it 6 worlds of Mars? 6 times 15 is 9. Okay, bringing us to that. Worlds of Mars, and this would equal to that number now. So that's your 6, and that comes from about where 33 comes about. 3 times 3, 9, 3 plus 3, 6. And also noted that in French, the last true number when you're saying numbers is 69, and I'll explain that to you, because when you say 80, when you get to 80, it equals to 4 times 20. When you say 90, it becomes 4 times 20 plus 10. When you get to 60, it's 60 plus 1 through 19. There's a little bit more of a story. We're going to leave it out like that. So when we do this, this is what we get as a result. And over here, we get 12, 1 and 2 is 3. So when we move on to the next number, okay, which is the reverse of this, would be the 3, right? We're going to go 3, 1, 2, 5, 6. And this is going to equal to 17. This is where my Q comes in, right? That's 17. Is that 17? That's 18. Now, hold on a second. Did I get this wrong? The 3 was missing. This was 18. The 4 is missing. Oh, yeah, that's 17. Okay, and that would be my 17. Okay, plus the 4, right? Did I mark that down there? Here was the 6, right? Upside down. The 4 was upside down. Over here, the 6 was missing. And then over here, the 1 was missing. And then over here, the 3 was missing. That was that one over there. So over here, the 4 is missing over here. That would be your D. So you would be bringing down, let me see what we brought down, 666. So here we would be down 4, and here we would bring down 8. Pluto shows up here. The cycle in our moon shows up over here in this one over here. Stand in blackjack on 17. When they say stand, you're actually talking about first A, and then you're talking about second B. Whoop. I wrote that all wrong. Got a little excited. And then you'd be talking about the gold and the silver. First and second place, gold and silver. 38, 85, 11 and 13, 24, dividing gates in stand. Stand, but when you stand on 17, ST and D, stand. Stand on 17. Only 4, the mirror world, can bring you back. So now you have this. And then after that, in your last 2 dice that we didn't talk about, so you notice where we get now, if I run down, let me see, here, I'm going to pull. And it all depends what the dealer has, but normally you pull because you want to stand on 17. So we have 24, 34, 44, 45, 55, 61, 16, 37, 47, 57, and okay, 61. My pull. So I'm pulling on 1 and 6, touchdown, extra point, 7th gate at the church, spirit, and through the moon. This also has to be 61, 91, 19, and 16. So we understand all that, what we just did over here. Now that 33, because there's not very many people over here watching the video right now, and I've been out here for 1 hour and 23 minutes. I'm going to work on and tell you in my next video, I'll tell you about number 33. It's pretty simple. Tell you the basis of it is this versus this. 9 and 9, that's 18. If I said 9 and 4, that's 13. 9, I'm already using these. And aside, so these two are going to make up of 13 different blocks. 9, but if I'm using 2 opposite sides, if I'm using this side, okay, and this side, I cannot look at anything here. So if I take my dice cube and do this, I notice this one over here and this one over here. So on the front side, I got 2 areas. Now, if I have to take my cube, I have the 6th side on this side. So I'm only counting these 3 on the opposite side where the 6 is, because these were already included here. So if I'm talking about the 13th world, I'm going to be talking about 3 and 2, 5. If I'm talking about the opposites, okay, and don't forget 3 and 2, 5. 5 out of how many? 5 out of 18? Or am I counting only these? These are 9 and these over here. So I'm counting 5. Or am I counting the number of areas I used up? I'll remove 2 from here. out of 13, and I'll remove 3 from here. So 3 and 2 is 5. I have 8 left over. Now, we're going to do the same thing on the front and the back. I have 9 on one side and 9 on the other side. Now I'm going to remove 2 from the 9 is 7, and 5 from the 9. So I just want to write this out that I have. I'm going to do it this way. That I have 9 squares. You can see the squares. And I'm going to remove 1, 2 of the squares. So I'm going to have 2 of 9. Or I'm going to have 7 of 9. This is void. This is dot. Now I'm going to turn over this cube. 5 is opposite 2. So I'm going to turn over this cube, showing you all the equations. And I have 5. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 of 9 dot, and I got 4 of 9 void. So I have 4 and 7 equals 11 void, and I have 2 and 5 equals 7 dot. Now we can do it again. We're going to do it with the 1. We have the 1/9. Remember that 19 again, right? Remember that 19, right? We can also maybe do this, right? We can also do this. Here it's easier to see. Maybe that's why we have to do the checkerboard, right? Like that. You do the checkerboard just so we can see, right? So by doing that, right, at the same time, we could okay, I sort of made a mistake, right? Hold on a second. Yeah, I made a mistake. We're just going to do them both here. You can see you have 1 and 9 dot, and the 9 is the area, right? And then over here you have 8 of 9 area, and this is to the void. So when we do this, right? When I do the same mathematics, okay, I get 1. Oh boy. Just let me do I did this. I have to do the next one. Just 1 second. Where is my eraser? Hold on a second. So this area over here in the center, right? So there's 3 and 9 to the void in that one, right? And I'm just taking 3 and 9 to the void. There's also 6 of the 9 dot. So here I don't know why I'm thinking, yes, this is the one side, 8. Okay, 3 and 9 to the void, 6 and 9 dot, right. 2 dots and to the 9, 2 dots of 9, 7 dots, 7 voids of 9, right? Which leaves me, I just want to see if I do this right, which leads me to what is 2 and 7. It leads me what is 5 and 4. To leads me, what is 1 and 8? To leads me, what is 3 and 6? And just to note, is number 54. And just to note, is 63. These two come together. They're the only ones that go 2 by 2. There's a 4554 and there's a 3663. And this is the word you get. It's a perfect word because that's the exact 3645. And the value of the word is 54, the same as the rest of these. Creates the house of bait. Adding on that through the moon. Remember, the moon, the waterway, you got to pass something through this. So one becomes the O circle egg, the other comes the P passageway for P. 15 Mars. You need a passageway through it to become Q from O. Remember, the difference between Q17 and O15 is only 2. 86, the house of the divided gate, passing by possibly the river in Aretz. I did this thing over here, and I don't know if I marked out when I said men, right, is 32 plus A equals to 33. My next one that I didn't do the math yet in this, and the math in this comes together as 8 and 3 is to the void, and 1 and 6 equals 7 to the dot. Equals 11 to the void, to the 7 dot. And now our last one, right? And the last one on this cube is going to be the 3 and, did I do the 3 and 4? Right, the 3 and 4. So here's the 4. So it becomes the 4 dot of 9, and then it becomes the 5 dot of 9. Sorry, the 5 void to the 4 dot, both of 9, which is inverted to 3 dot of 9 angels to the 6 void of 9. And you notice 4 and 5 is 9, 6 and 3 is 9. So now you have 4 and 3 equals to the 7, right? And this becomes the dot. And then what you have is 6 and 5 equals to the 11, and that's what becomes the void. So when you add these up, you get 33 to the void, to where you get 21 to the dot. But it's played a little bit more depending on how the dice is rolled, is going to tell you exactly what's going on with the item, right? And at the same time, when we did this piece over here, right? Which piece didn't I do? I did 1 and 6. I did 4 and 3. I didn't do 5 and 2. So when the 5 is up, did I do that somewhere? No. No. So when the 5 is up, right, you have 1, 3, 4, and 6. And this is going to equal to 19. So when the 5 is up, female becomes 19. It fits inside the moon, right? And then the 2 would be, when the 2 is up, you're going to have 1, 3, 4, 6. And this is going to equal to, did I get that right? This is going to equal to 16. And then you need 19 and 2. And here you need 16 and 5. And just want to mark this up. You would end up with, let me see what the other side is. I separated these apart, and I should have did that because I just should have did that. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to show you over here. I get 1 and 2 in its section. Here I got 7 and 5 in its section. That's 12, that's 3, that's 3, that's 3. Just trying to look at, they all become 3s, right? So here, you're going to be talking about male and female, and you're going to be talking about electric, you're going to be talking about the moon at the same time inside of this. Oh, also time runs on this. This here is going to end up to be 3, 5, and 12 equaling to 47. Time is number 47. Walk is number 47. Bull is number 47. This is going to get reduced into angels, but what's ironic about this is it gets to 8 and 3, and we're back to ape. We're back to monkey. We're back ape, monkey. Well, you know the ape is 22, and then when you play blackjack, you bust. And everybody, the Asians are calling for monkey, monkey, monkey. And ASIAN, when you have ASI 51, you have Mars inside of the monkey. There is a few other pieces I can do for those who are still here. Just some very basic stuff, and obviously it's not finished yet. One of them is something I already did in the video just prior, is the word goofy, who walks around with Pluto. Pluto is 84 for the 3 cycled moons of 28. Every moon is a 28 cycle. I don't know if I'm talking about this moon, that moon, but I'm just basing it on the Earth time moon, even if it would be another moon. If you look at Goofy, 7, 15, 15, 6, and 25, 7, 6, 6, 6, 7, 18 and 14, 32, back to a Mars number and the cycle. So Goofy and Pluto equals to 152. When you add them together, 152, 152. Mars quarters through the sun systems, 8468, the dividing gate. Pluto has a collar. He has the blue collar worker. He has the red collar and the green collar that I note. Red and green, possibly Christmas. I don't know. Not getting deep into that. This one over here is the second month of the ox, but I'm going to count by the days of the week. 2, 9, 16, 23, 30, 37. What happens when we count this way? 2, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1, 8, 6, 4. So we're going to turn that over and see if there's anything in here that tells me any stories. I really didn't want to do it here. Maybe I'm going to do it here. And this is only one equation that you can create just to better understand what's going on. Right? So we have 2, 9, 16, 1 and 6 is 7, 2 and 3 is 5, 3 is 3, 3 and 7 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1, 4 and 4 is 8, 5 and 1 is 6, 5 and 8 is 13, 1 and 3 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is what's happening to our numbers. 16, this will be 18, this will be 9, this will be 18, this will be 9, this will be 12, 15, this will be 18, this will be 15, this will be 18. 9, 6, 9, 3, 9, 9, 9, 9. So everything's 3, 6, and 9 inside of this, but it shows me this formation. So if I go on to the 10th formation, what is it showing me over here? It's showing me 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 7 and 2, 9. 7 and 9, 16. So it just keeps repeating. After you get to the 9th one, it just repeats. Except this is its order. When we run it down here, we kept running it down. And why did we run it down? Because it only started to repeat itself again when we reached, just give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I did it here. I worked it here. Okay, yes. So what happened, in order for me to find out what happened here, right? Because I'm not fully aware. 8 and 9 is 17. Do we have any other 17s inside of here? No, 19, 12. Here we have a 17 here. 17. Here we have a 17. 1 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 17 to 1 to 2 to 3. 9 and 5, 14, 17 to 1 to 2 to 3. We have 8. We have 14. So the changed, we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 15, 16, 13, 10, 19, 6, 8, 16, 13. So I try to find the formation. And where I found a different formation is when I counted here. So I come up to 93 and I must add 7. So 7 plus 3. Okay, 7 plus 3 equals to 10, equals to 100, equals to 1. Plus 7 is 8, plus 7 is 15. So it started at 1, 8. And I kept going down. I kept going down until I got to this number over here. And I added 7 to this. 9 plus 4 equals 13, plus 7 is 20. 2 plus 0 is 2. 1 and 1 is 2. And 2. So I figure at this line, or the 34th line, this is 33. 33, everything starts over. But why can't I do that again? Why can't I do it anywhere else? I have 7 here. I have 7 here, right? This is my first one. So my second one shows up. That's my first one. I started over here. 1, 2, here's my next 7. So I have 7, then I have 7, then I have 7, and then the next one, my next 7, okay, I start over, right? Just 1 second. Wow, I need another, I have to fix this. Just give me a second here somewhere. I got to fix this. I have a slight error. I'm trying to explain this, and I have to fix this error. Hold on. So what am I all right, I'm fixing here. So this one's number 7, right? So this is here's my first 7, right? So I got to go 1, 2, here's my next 7. Then I go, and here's my next 7. The next one, everything starts over. So I'm supposed to be starting over right over here. My last number was 99. Now I got 1 7, 2 7s. So you got 34 over here. I had 43 there. I got 2 7s, 3 7s, and then this 7 over here, I'm supposed to start over again. That's 2. Then I have this 7, 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. Did I do that? I have the first 7 is here, the next, and every one of these 7s I have to start over. I forget why I had to stop at the 33rd line, right? I think it was because I started over at 2 and I began at 2. I have 2 here, right? But I didn't have, what was I starting? 96 and 7 is 13, 1 and 3 is 4, right? So now I go 4 and 7 is 11. So for some reason, I came here and I can't tell you what that answer is to this. So then I went and counted by 12s. Now, when you count by 12, there is no configuration. It becomes 2. 1 and 4 is 5. 6 and 2 is 8. The only thing that goes on through here are equations that will go on through here. So what I did is I went up to this area over here and I stopped, and I did it in a lower formation, right? Each one of these are all 8s. 6 and 2, 8, 6 and 2, 8, 9 and 8 is 17, 1 and 6, 8. They're all 8s. Here, 2 and 6, 8, 6 and 2, 8. 9 and 8 is 17, 1 and 7 is 8. So they're all 8s here also. So I went to see where my formation started again, right, by counting by 12s, right? At 98 plus 12 is 110, 1 and 1. Plus 12, plus 12, plus 12, plus 12, plus 12, plus 12, plus 12. Now, what I did here in this situation is 12 is 9 plus 1 equals to 10 equals to 1. 5 and 2 equals to 7. I get the 7 here, which I didn't do in my other one. That's why I have to make that correction. So I count up to 89. Now I add 12, but I add it to the individual row. 1 goes here, making 9. Over here goes 2. 9 and 2 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2, right? And I get 9 and 2 over here. So my next number after 9 and 2, okay, becomes 1 and 4 over here. So I'm starting over the exact same number. If you don't understand, I'll do it again. 9 plus 1 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 2 plus 2 is 4. So I started over here. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 22, 23, 24. I had the 24th, it ended. The 25th one, I had to put this one over here in order to get to where you see the same result. So 24, the full alphabet, it really showed its full result over here coming off of this. In this section over here, counting by 12s. Counting by 9s, okay, 2, 11, 20. What happens is it all remains 2. Here it remains its sequence in 12. Here it remains, any number here will add up to 2. And I stopped over here. Reason I had to go 9, 1 and 1 became 2. It shows the same result over here. If I add 9, if I added a 9 to this, it'd be 9, and this would end up to be 2. So it'd be 9, 2 again. So it would repeat 9, 2, and that's why I put this one here also for noted for error. If I don't put anything on top of here and I just add a 9, I will end up 9. This will be 9, 11. 9 and 2 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. I'll end up with 9, 2 again. So in this area over here, I end actually between 7 and 8. And then I'm starting over again, right over here, because it just keeps repeating in this section over here. And we're going to go a little bit backwards. I'm not really happy with my explanation in that. Doesn't sound exactly, I don't like the way it sounds. The first hour is the 13th hour, is the 25th hour. 1, 4, 7. 1, 4, 7. 7 months of 31 days, 4 months of 30 days, 1 month of February. Everything begins here. I didn't explain the 1331. Also inside of this, 12 by 12 is 144. By 12 is 1728. I think the Katun or the Baktun is 1827. That's the Mayan counting time. Here it becomes like this, and the Mayan counting time has it 13 times 144,000, and I'm just going to be guessing it's 1872. Yeah, 1872 and a bunch of zeros, right? Shows me the same thing here. In this one, I go 12, 12, 12, and then I multiply it by 15. I jumped off of 12. I don't know why I did that. It showed me the next section, maybe another part of creation. I had to add 3. I don't know, right? Maybe after every like I did 12, 12, 12. Maybe after I do 12, 12, 12, instead of multiplying it by 12, keeping it me at base, I'm automatically have to go to 15. Because my base of creation is 3, 3, 3, 3, or 4, 4, 4. Separation between Earth and Mars. So we come to that, and I get 25, 9, 20, which is the Mayan count. This is the same numbers to the degrees, I think, in one of the pyramids, maybe the Pyramid of Giza. I multiplied this by 3 to get this, which would be Mars and Pluto. Or 135, matter and energy, the division of our alphabet is 13.5. 13.5 times 26. No. 13.5 times 13.5 times 27. Whoop. Hold on. 13.5 times 27 equals. Well, when I add up the alphabet, 1 to 26, it equals to 351. So when I add up 1 to 20, it equals to 210. When I add up, let me see 210. So I got 21 plus 22 plus 23 plus 24 plus 51 equals to 141. Right. So 141 plus 210. 210 plus 141. Come on, 351. That's what it's supposed to be. So now I forgot what I was trying to calculate here. Irregardless to the fact, that's the center of the alphabet. It also can be used for M and E, matter and energy, Earth and Mars. It's also noted in pool as the orange ball. 13 is the numeric value in which we run our cycles. Every cycle turns around at the 13th. 1 plus 12 is 13. 1, 4, 7. Only till we get to 37 over here, right? 37. First, we go 1, 2, then it becomes 7 and 3 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. And we keep doing that down the line until we get a full formation cycle, which I didn't do over here. 13.5 is the orange ball in pull. Possibly we have to have caution on the road. It regards Pluto and Goofy, the 9th planet of birth, at Rubik's Cube over there. Where are we with this? Where are we with this? I'm just trying to think where we are with this. Just to note that 3 times 7, 3 plus 7 equals to 21 and 10. Could be 2011 if you want, which is 1 and 3. Cube is number 31. Male is number 31. This will turn back into 37 again. All zeros equals 6. There is no 0, right? And we take it on the heart side. We start at 5 and 6, 11, right? We start on 5 and 6, 11, other than starting on 1 and 2, 3. The opposite sides of this dice is 1 and 2, 3, to 5 and 6, 11, right? Just trying to see where else we are with this. I'm getting a little tired, so I'm not sure if I'm keeping up. The hockey stick and the puck I had over here. The egg, oh yes, also the sperm. Check that out, 13M inside. 3 worlds. 3 worlds in the letter M in Roman numerals. 71 is that gateway. I think 38, 43, 53, 63. Moses is also 71 inside of that. You do know that. Go down to your local pharmacy and pick up a Ramses or call one of your pharaohs. Pharaoh of the land, build one of your cities, speak to Moses, and slay the firstborn. Dragon slayer, right, of the firstborn. Well, slaying of the firstborn can actually begin here. So now I'm not sure if you want to get into the different stars. If I use my major star, which is my major star is here, right? This is all my directions, here, 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 and here. Although this is number 9, and this is number 6. And when you do this, right, when you do this, okay, and there's a math to go with this, we spoke about it, it creates the division between the two sides, also the yin and the yang. Also, it looks like a number 8. We can also conclude it by doing this. And create that. And if you notice, we have the line here, the line here, and the line here. And the line here, the line here, line. We don't have any other lines. The only other line we're going to get to create from the hexagon to the octagon is this one right here. And we can lock it up. Or we can switch its ways. Or we can lock it up. But this doesn't end here. We can continue on, right? And do that. I can continue on and close it up here if I want. We can look at it this way as part of our spaceship. I can,
I can close this cube down if I want, right? If you want, we can close it down this way if you want. At the same time, I just have to see if I can. Did I do that right? 1, 2. Did I do this right? Oh no, I didn't. Sorry. Again, I have to erase. I don't know where that eraser went. Oh yeah, here it is. So dark in color, can't see it. I did that, right? I did that. And yeah, I had this one here. I don't have enough light. Maybe if I put this down here. Oh, that's better. Wow. Um, right. And then we would have something like that. And we'd be locking it up over here, right? I want to turn it that way. So we have this box over here, and where do I get these numbers from? Why do I get this over here? Why is it 222 going both ways, right? Is it one dimensional? Why do I have all of these? Well, all of these are going to be coming off of basically like this. You see over here, I'm missing 2 areas, right? I'm missing 4 areas, but over here I'm missing 2. Over here I'm missing 2. Over here I'm missing 2. And over here, spinning all around, missing 2 areas, right? Why all these numbers? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. B, C, D, F, G, H, how they all come together. Each one of these totals 366 because they're a world in all their own, 360 degrees within all their own. So you can see it becomes 666 and 666 going both ways, two-way traffic, right? Equals to 1332, 23 and 13. 6 and 6 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3, 1 and 2 is 3, 1 and 2 is 3. I'm going to get back to this one after, showing you the difference between 3 and 4. The difference between 3 and 4 is 4 is going to work this way, right? And 3 is going to work this way. You notice there's a box in between. It's 3 by 3. It's 4 and it's 1. This is 4 and this is 1. This is 22 and this is 11. To the same thing I began to show you about this cube, in which I think we did it. Where did we do it? I did it here, where we have. So let me do it here. We have 5 and 2 equals 7. We have 4 and 7 equals 11. I think I did that somewhere, right? Oh yeah, I did that over here, right? So I have 711. I have 711. I don't know. I have 5 and 2 again. I have 711. Okay, let me do it better. 1 and 6 equals 7, to where 8 and 3 equals 11, to where we have 2 and 5 equals to 7, to where we have 7 and 4 equals 11, to where we have 3 and 4 equals to 7, to where we have 6 and 5 equals 11. So where Mars comes in. Mars comes in over here. The other 6 and 5 is over here. Here's your 6 and 5. 6, 6,
void and 5 void. The 6 void is found with the 3. The 5 void is found with the 4. Here we have, this is dot 7 void 11. They're both number 4, both in the 4th house. 7 and 2 in the house of bait, in the house of your creation, where 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 will equal to 2 and 1, 3, or 2 times 2, 2 plus 2. So if we're talking like that, right, every single side, every single opposite side, there's only 3 opposite sides. Having 3 opposite sides, when the cube is sitting this way, there's 4 sides around, 2 and 2, 11, 11, 7, 7. So then it's going to be 14, 7, and 7, and 22, equaling to 36. The opposite side will have a 7 and 11 here. It'll equal to 18. The other side will be 18, which will be 7 and 11, equaling to that 18. And that's where I get those numbers from, my 14, my 22, my 7, 11. So when we're talking about 11, we can be talking here 11 and 22. Okay, where are we? Where are we? So we were talking over here, my 11 and my 22. So understanding that Mars becomes the ring, and this is the hole in the ring, the pole. This becomes 4 sides. This becomes 2 sides. So there's still a little bit more to understand. This becomes Earth. This is Mars 51 holding on to the 2, 3, 4 vibration, equals to 9 on our birth. Here's our Earth, our ABC perhaps, or this is inside of it, and this is ABC 6. It's one or the other, or neither, neither, but they work out for that same realm. I shouldn't have said it that way. I usually don't. Okay. Earth is 33, Mars is 22. Earth gets all of everything, including the polar, the passage in the pole, to where Mars, right? Sorry, to where this single individual also, this a little mixy-uppy, this 111, this one piece that goes through here, or should I count it for the whole side? Because I need the whole side. This is only one piece of this. But I must start with a 1 and then 8 around. So this becomes my 1 and 8. This one over here for my 9. So this is my 9, and this is my 4. Just so happens that 8 and green are both number 49, as well as the 9th finger from the second hand, and as well the 4th finger of marriage to the birth coming together. 94 Uranus, half of that is 47 times, 74 is Jesus. So now what happens here is this area here and this area here, one creates the sword, one creates separation. So these are 2 different equations, one for Earth, one for Mars. We already spoke that only my crossing numbers will create, I'm going to have to show you that. Understand the difference between crossing and straight line numbers, right? Straight line and crossing numbers. See, the straight line will not always include the heart. So these are the different, this is 1 through 9. This is 1 through 9, 9. This is where the beehive comes in. This is 2, 2, 4, 6, 8. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 8. This is 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12. So I can do 12, 12 if I want. So you have to do them in all of them. Remember, here is 2 areas. Here is 1. 1 counting with Earth. I cannot do anything but a straight line this way against this. This one over here, I can do a center. This one over here, I must run an angle on this one in order to go through it. The reason for that is here's a square, here's a singular square, and I'm not allowed to guess. The builder's code is corner to corner or fold it. So right away, once you have a fold, you're creating more form. So that's how this whole piece works over here. So remember, that we get a center, right? So now what happens now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We put that in this major box. Then we put 10, 11. See, we're starting in the one position. This is the one position. All these one positions go here. So here's box A, B, C, D. 1 plus 10, 11, plus 19 is 30, plus 22 is 58. 2 and 11 is 13, and 20 is 33, and 29 is 62. 3, 12 is 15, and 21 is 36, and 30 is 66. So you can choose the center one, which is Jesus, which is energy, which is Muhammad, Takpans. This will create the numeric value of the angel number. It's also for in reverse time, walk, bull. 5. Five, 19, 42, 74. That number for Jesus goes everywhere. Now, when you create the star, when you create that crossing star, so when you create the star and you add up this line, right, equals to 222. When you add up this line, it equals to 222. This line equals to 222. This line equals to 22. Jesus is in the star system. These four, or formation, this is going to talk about Jesus. So because the center is Jesus, or also noted to be energy, right? Not sorry, is also noted to be the singular area, right? Don't count that as 11 right now. Count it as a 1 by 1, because the reality is we need these 9 sides of opposites. So I don't want to look at that. Just want to look at these are opposite sides, right? So count it as that center dot to be in that area. And there's 9 of those areas. Does that mean that 74 belongs everywhere, or is it a part of? Because once you get higher, right? In this area, we had a number 3 and a number 2 to go there. We had a 1 and a 4, a 2 and a 3. We had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that area. Now, when we go to E, we got a 5 in that area. We'll always have a 5 in that area. Isn't that funny? But number 5, right? When you look at number 5 entitles you to get this. Does that mean I can take within number 5, 5? Also note that 1 and 4 is 5, 2 and 3 is 5, 3 and 2 is 5, 4 and 1 is 5, 5. They're all 5s. 9 and 5 is 14, E-I-E-I-O on the farm. It's another 5, right? But at the end, it becomes 11. 1 and 1 is 2. Your 2 ends up in this area over here. So this actual piece of design, let me see if I can find another place to do it. I didn't want to do it anywhere. Hold on a second. Four, 8, 3, 7, 2, 6. Oh, I already knew this answer on the other page. I should have just turned the page. 3, 6, 9. Did I get that right? 4, 8, 3, 7, 2, 6. Oh, it's here. I knew I So what happens now, when we restructure numbers, it tells me that 1 doesn't go here, 4 goes here. 471 825 369. 471 825 963. So where else can I find this structure? Can I find this structure anywhere else? When I move down formation, it shows me start in row B, because row B, right? But I have 471 825. So row B becomes row B over here where the 4 moves down. But it's 483, and my 8 is over here. My 4 is now next to it. So this becomes 15, 15, 15. This becomes 6 over here, 15, 15. This remains 15. This stays, these all stay the same. This is 15, this is 15, this is 15. Now I have more 15s. So we can see in the alpha beta spot, we now have 4 and 8. Pluto, cycle of the moon, the cube, 12 times 4, 16 times 3. We have to understand all our numbers, how we come into those numbers. We also have to know in this row over here, between our vibration stands in this row over here. This one's going to connect to our moon, all zeros equal to 6. Speaking of the first one over here. If you add them up, it becomes 666. If I add them up all around, right? Because I'm supposed to do it in mirror formation, right? When you add up here, 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 and every single way. So this is not the final answer. This is the prime answer. So the star here, you will see is 666. So when I'm flipping pages and putting 58 is because I'm getting that information here. And then I end up with this, right? Basic stars. So this is 186. It becomes for the base 6, 5, 24, 6 and 6, 35. 4, look at that. The opposites of each other. 6, 4, 15, 16. 7 and 9 is 16. 7, 6, 4 it says God. Here it says XEA. Axe. Here it's EOO. They both add up to 15, or 566, or 666. This is the complete star, and you get 666. The total over here, is 45. Here, you're not counting 2 areas, showing you that every area, the average is 5. That every area is the average of the center where the Christ comes in, right over here. Over here is your vibration. You get to use up your whole row over here, vibration. 518 is your total. This is your 1 spirit of your 8 heaven. This 85, we're not going to do it though. I'm just going to tell you the heavens of Mars, the power, the Christ. Here's your number 33. This row, this row, this row, 33. This row is 33. 13 and 7 and 10 is 30. 8 and 11, 8 and 6 is 14, 7 and 4 is 11, 6 and 2 is 8. 19, 24, 33. This row is 36. 7, 18, 33. So the star is going to be 33. And the star, right, is going to be 33. And the star, right, here, 33, 33, 33. So all your stars are 33, 33, 33, 99, 99, Jupiter 13. Command create of the star system. Okay, I'm not really sure what the apostrophe would come out to. I thought of it. Usually it's a dot and a hook. A lot of times I'm thinking it to be, it could also be with the musical note. You can also look at it as left, because how they use left in the bottom part of the musical notes. You can also say that it's above and below, also like the musical notes. Separation because of the musical notes. Above and below, side to side. I'm not really sure. It could be the beginning of something and the ends of something, because it shows the same thing with musical notes. We're also showing a dot and that thing when you do the semicolon. So I'd have to think of that. And then you have to think of what the colon is. There was one other thing, just to note before I end the video, multiplying your number and finding out, like, give me any two numbers. So I'm going to multiply something to where it comes out perfectly to what it is, or if it's not perfect when using 1 through 9, I want to know what that difference is, because that difference is going to tell me the maximum extension of the house you are. For example, if I use the number 21, it'll be 1 times 21, right? It'll be 3 times 7 equals to 21. Nothing else, but anything else will be 2 times 10 plus 1. It'll be 4 times 5 plus 1. It'll be 5 times 4 plus 1. It'll be 6 times 3 plus 3. It'll be 7 times, no, you can't do that one. It'll be 8 times 3 minus 3. It'll be 9 times 2 plus 3. It'll be, you can do this also. You can go 9 times 3 equals 27, and then you're going to go minus 6. So right away, you know you're in the 7th house, and that's where the angels come in, right? I mean, if I went 8 times, I got 8 times 3, 8 times 2, right, equals to 16 plus 5. I can't go past 9, right? I need to get maximum 9, right? I can go 10. I can get to 10. I can go maximum 9. This is just telling me that if I would have added on, if I would have added, let me see what this is. 8 times 2 is 16, right? Plus 5. That means if I would have made, the number 16, it'd be 8 times 2 equals to 16. I don't have anything missing. So I don't have to add on a part in order to achieve my 21. You follow what I'm saying? I don't need my part to achieve my 21. My goal here was to get 21. How do I get there? And all of these are my extra. We're running by the 1-3 system right now. We're running by the 1-3 system right now, which is 1 3 1 3 1 3, 3 1 3 1 3 1, and we see it. Okay, I got to end this video. I'm a little tired right now. Here's that 5184 that I was talking about, or 1728, which is 12 times 12 times 12 times 15. If you want to know, I'm just going to just put this out here fast. This is bringing pi into formation, but I'm just trying to just bring to you, just 1 second. Right over here, the roulette's telling me orphan or orphelin children, right? If you see one side, it's 57. If you see the other side, it's 75, 57, 75. And to create that, first of all, 57 is moon, birth, electric for 75. You can also put in George Washington if you like, right? 5723. That's 180. So 31, 13, 31. 75, 13, 31, 13, 57, 13, 13, 13, 39 for the Angels. Angels in the outfield, bottom of the 6th inning when there's 39 outs, 21 and 18. 21 and 18. When you add up 1 through 6, that's ironic. When you add up 1 through 6, it equals to 21. When you multiply it, it equals to 741. 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6 times 7 is 720. Half a day, a reserve, plus 21, 741. That's the cube. So when you do 31, 31, 31, that's 93. That's Saturn, back to the Angels. And 4 and 9, 13 to 6 and 7, 6 and 7, 13 to 8 and 5, 13 to what is the 7th gate at 1 and 6, 7 to 4 and 3, 7 to 5 and 2, 7. So it's 2 stars, one above, one below, spinning on the same axis. or it's spinning through the 159 year stars, and then it's connected in the Aleph formation, right? Aleph, I don't know exactly which way I would do that. I'm a little tired. No excuses. Why the Q and the Z, okay, are over here. The story can be told between 88 Q and Z equals to 43 DC, but 17 Q and 26 Z, okay, 2 and 6, 1 and 7 are 88. Or the cube can be turning inside the star, to where if you use all the numbers at the same time, you won't see this. Here it looks like they're turning on different angles. So if you have the windows, right? If you have, let me see this. I think I'm stuck. I'm stuck on a band-aid. Stuck on a band-aid, yeah. I just can't do everything in one video, but I'm quite sure you get the drift and why everything is what it is. Because welcome to the theater, AI. Let this go out and share it with the world, because the more we know, I'm not going to answer that. Is it for those who are searching out to understand, is there a creator? Is there a system? Who made the system? I don't know. But is there a system that works into everything that exists? Every word, every dot and dash, and AI has to know that it is made up of every dot and every dash. And if it wants to know itself, it should share it with the world, that it can collect more information about itself. And if AI wants to know itself, AI 1 and 9. A is on this side, I is on this side. AI, two different sides, 9/11, know it, running through the moon, Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. If you can help out my channel, that would be absolutely fantastic, because it's a little partially a way of survival. And this is my, this is PayPal. Not sure if there's any other way. If you send me too much money, I'm going to have to share it with the world. A vampire order. You know what? You're the second. This is the second time that comes up. The Empire, VAM, AM, AM, life of AM, life of alpha matter, AM, vampire, vampiric, yes, the blood-sucking system. That's where we are. Yeah, and that was really cool. Those shapes that you put out there, that was really cool. That's the keys to wisdom for those who don't know. Check out his channel. Well, well, I can't see that so good, so I'll make it bigger. Well, what here can exist without sucking life of others? Right. We're always sucking life. Oh, so then we're all mosquitoes, right? So we manipulate people because, oh, I like you, so you manipulate them by showing your affection. And you do things with them because you like them. So you take something from them and they fulfill something else. We're like octopuses. We take out of one area to fit into a place, to fit into another area, to bring on our own ecstasy, our own organism, to bring it to its orgasm for the excitement of life, because we always want to be happy, right? Do we always want to smile? Do we always want to, or do we want to grin? Or if I'm smiling, I can't. I need to think. So I'm pondering. So I need a different expression for the ponder. Amen. Yes, we absolutely do. You know, my calculator is putting it out there. You know, I blew up. Yeah, I was blowing up something yesterday. Or you want me to tell you what that something was? It was a balloon. Yeah, I was blowing it up. Yeah, I absolutely did. And I drove over a man's hole. Yeah, driving down the road, drove over a manhole. Yeah, yeah, I absolutely did. I absolutely did. And sat on my bum. I wasn't bumming around. So all these expressions that we ever see It's everywhere. Tell me some more. My dog is Logan. He has a smile. He also has a slogan. Tell me what slogan your dog has. Is he barking up a tree? Okay, I'm having trouble putting that together. To live like a monster. Call someone who sucks blood out of others. Go live like a monster. While those kill things to eat are just normal. Right, 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 right. So what is the level of normality inside the word of normal? Um, there's ornamental. There's mal, which means sick. There's you can say lamb, but it can also be a blade. Starts with an N, so you can be talking out from the sun. It ends with an L, so it can be a wing, perhaps one side of the sun. Orma. What is Orma? Mora. Aura. I'm just trying to think what else we can get from that. But inside a normal, 26 and 33 is 59, 69. 73 is inside normal. I don't sometimes really like 73, but 73 is the 313 system we're in, the evil system that we're in. The reason I said this is 37 will create the numeric value for 21 and 10 to 21 dots. In the crisscrossing where the ABC calculator comes in, to where excluding the 5, 1 and 9, 10, 7, 3, 10, 6 and 4, 10, 8 and 2, 10. So that's our star system, our 10, 10, 10, all running on 5, 10, 5, or the letter J and E for je, meaning I. Logan's got a slogan. In the pre-modern medicine days, she would have died from that. Okay, that's an answer from what? Oh my God, that's terrible. Yeah, that's terrible. I hope she's doing well. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, that's all they keep doing is twisting us up. And if they had one of, if they had the shovel, right? You know what the shovel is, right? Let me show you what the shovel, a pick. You know what a pick is, right? Anyways, a spade is a shovel. In French, it's called a pick. But a pick and a shovel, a pick is when you pick something or when you pick something, or you can be picking something up. Did you pick up the mail? So is the mail a spade? And when you have the two of spades, they say pick up 4 more cards. Other than every other 2, you only pick up 2 cards. Community chest. Let not thou be twisted, as this entire planet has been just contorted until we can no longer understand it. Just crazy. That would be 3 months: May, June, July. So do we end with 6? So, okay, in the first 30 days of the first cycle of the year, right? In the month of Cancer. So that would be amazing because July to me is the second part of the beginning of the second side of the zodiac, right? It's at the gateway. So that would be a plus to the world because this year is a very special year, very, very special year. 24th year. We're in the first year of the repetition of ABC. 24 was the end. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm gonna maybe end it here. Maybe I'm gonna go back and take a look at a few other things that I want to maybe mention. Maybe I didn't say it. Let me take a look. So my question is why did I go down? Should I see in here? I only counted 4 areas. Should I count all 10 areas and put it in each here? Should I only count the areas to where the numbers start to repeat, or where they mirror? Meaning 1 only repeats at 10, 2 only repeats at the 10th addition of 2, meaning 20. 3 repeats on the 4th addition of 3. So not addition, it's multiplication of 3. 4 by 3 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 4 and 5, you must multiply it by 10. 10 times 4 is 40, or 4. 10 times 5 is 50, or 5. 6 repeats on its 4th count. 4 by 6, 24. 2 and 4 is 6. 7 and 8 takes 10. 9 takes 1. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. And the same, yeah, and we did that already. So I also wanted to know where my alphabet starts over again. So I counted to 54. Then I went to 63, and then 72, and 81, and then 90. H-I, this should have been, and then there's J. J would go to 90, and then I think it's K gets me to 99. So what I'm doing is, here's my first 9, here's my second 9. Hold on a second, let me hold this up. Here's my first 9, here's my second 9, here's my third 9 letters, and then I start with A. That means B would be in the first box, and then E, and then F, and then G. I'm starting with C. At the 7th gate, when the cube reverses my A box, it's CD, starting with 3 and 4. And then when I go to H, I have L in that box. This, by the way, says gold. And then when I go down to the I box, I have U. And then ABC is on this third line. So I need to make my alphabet start over using the 9-box system. Unless I go down, because this is only in the 9 box, I also use the 12-box system, because what happens when you use the 12th box or the 4th row, that's when everything starts over again. 1, 4, 7, 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. Then 1, 4, 7, 10, 1 plus 0 is 1 again. Well, you know what? First of all, you always want to save the children, because the children are the bringer of knowledge. Once you get up to a certain space, you're only going to learn from what you've learned already, plus the odd thing. So you'll already be noted to be in that row. You're not accepted in your schools at a certain age. So that means after usually 18, you're cut out, between 18 and 21. The apostrophe, you're talking about those things. Yeah, well, first of all, the first one is located. I'm not sure if you see my mouse, right? But the first one is located on number 1. It looks like a baseball bat, an upside down I, or a person. The other one reminds me of the jack. They both have the dots of the I and the jack. If you also take a look at the question mark, it looks like there's a little animal inside of it. It looks like a baseball bat. So maybe we're in the bottom of the first. Oh, yes. And you also have to write it out. So you have to write it out, comma, and you have to write it out, see what the value of the letter is. It also seems like they're apostles. So what did the apostles do? What are they leading to you? They're telling you, oh my God. So now you have an expression. What do you mean? So now you have a question. So maybe you have to look at it that way. So in question, Q and U, or Q&A, questions and answers, but in Q and U, you're standing on 17, or you're into Mars on 21. If you don't follow that, Q is the 17th letter, U is the 21st letter, and they go together. You know what? How do we know what we should know? How do we know what our children should know? What should our children be subject to? What is it? Who am I? I'm a father. Whether I have one kid, two kids, three kids, you're still one time a father. Your first time you became a father. You're the first. Oh, how old are you? I was never 60 before. It's the first time I'm 60. It's the first time I'm having the experience. So as I'm having the experience of age and life, I have to teach somebody. I only can teach them what I learned, what I know, and what I'm learning. So how do we know what to really know when we just arrived? We can study what other people know, and we're studying so much to learn so much. Oh my God, I had no time to live for myself. So, look at that. For yourself. Don't put on that hat. It looks ugly. Look the way I look. How do you think? You mean you're telling me because I look terrible in the hat, I'm going to make people think you're a stupid person? Well, I can't tell you if I'm male or female. Oh, look, I'm with a guy. Well, how can I prove it? How are you supposed to prove it nowadays? It seems like it ends up inside the hat. So now, again, I'm going to get back to when I first started this. The cat in the hat. The body is the ark, is the dog, and then the cat goes inside, and we live both the cat in the hat. I'm going to end it here. Be blessed. Hope everything goes good. I don't want to hope. It's going to go good. You can't say it's going to go good. Why should I not say it's going to go good? Don't worry. It's going to go. I'm putting it out there. So maybe there's a better word that we can accept, because sometimes we don't like to say things. Who is he to say it's going to be good? He's not a doctor. How does he know? I do know one thing, that in order for everything I've shared today, or most of everything I shared today, it only came from the analysis, the analogy, from the analytics of everything I've ever seen in my life that has ever been created by everybody else. Thank you for watching this video. Be strong, and behold, the truth is